and make those embers glow. I'm on my way, and I don't skip a beat. I can't help it, I've got happy feet. So good, I do what I want and it's understood. There's no stopping me when I'm doing my thing. I'm doing my thing. I'ma do me. You know what I mean. I'm on fire. I'm feeling glad there's a spark in my soul. Feel my heart goes in. I'm clapping my hands and I'm pulling these strings. No stopping me when I'm doing my thing. I'm doing my thing. I'ma do me. I'ma do me. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. I'm on fire. Yes, I am. I'ma do me. I'ma do me. You know what I mean. Oh.
I'm steady walking like I got 3 commas in my bank account, living loud. So get your cameras out. I'll probably do the same thing if I was you. Looking at me now, now. Put up your lights and keep them flashing. Don't ever put them down, down, down. Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now. Good God, I'm looking sweet. Right now I'm feeling like a slice of heaven, and you wanna sink your teeth in me. And the way that I move my feet, it's like I got this whole world spinning round to the rhythm of my heartbeat. Put up your lights and keep them flashing. Don't ever put them down, down, down. Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now. I feel so good. I feel so money. I feel so good. I feel so money. Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now. I feel so good. I feel so money. Look at me now. So good. I feel so money. Look at
I can't seem to focus, and you don't seem to notice I'm not here. I'm just a mirror. You check your complexion to find your reflections all alone. I had to go. Can't you hear me? I'm not coming home. Do you understand? I've changed my plans, 'cause I'm in love with my future. Can't wait to meet her. And I'm in love, but not with anybody else. Just wanna get to know myself. I know supposedly I'm lonely now. No, I'm supposed to be unhappy without someone, but aren't I someone? You're so handsome, but I know better than to drive you home. 'Cause you'd invite me in, and I'd be yours again, but I'm in love with my future, and you don't know her. And I'm in love, but not with anybody here. I'll see you in a couple years.
It's been a little while since I've looked in your eyes and walked that bridge to the other side. Mama says it's gonna get cold in the night, but if I picture you, then I'll be alright. I am ready. I am ready for you to be here. It's been a little while since I held your hand, so my arms won't stretch to your distant lands. Give me every person in the whole wide world, and I'll pick you out in a second, girl. I am ready. I am ready for you to be here. For you.
Hey, we are live, everybody. Marco, can you do me a favor? Can you just reply to me if the audio visual is okay? Can you see me? And also, can you hear my voice okay? And then I'll answer you if I'm going to buy a new Miata or not. Can everybody hear everybody okay? All right? All right, so awesome, awesome. We got about 6-second delay tonight, so thank you. All right, thanks those of you joining. You guys should be in bed. It's 11. Was it 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock right now, so should be in bed. I just put my daughter to bed, and I was going to do this yesterday, but I was so tired. As you know, I went through quite the weekend. Quite the weekend just last weekend. We in Canada, those of you who live in Canada, we had a triple header, right? We had a Chinese New Year. I mean, it's not a Canadian thing, but we have a lot of Asians, especially in BC, Vancouver. We had a Chinese New Year, we had a Valentine's, and also my wife tells me it's a family day weekend. So that was a triple header. And those of you know, I got into quite a bad car accident, right? So yeah, it was pretty freaky. I'll tell you a story about it, and I'll show you how my car went. Hey, Nas, yeah, I'm glad too. Oh, I know. I miss you guys too. So this is how my car looked. I'll tell you a story how this all went down, right? I get up in the morning, Saturday morning. Saturday is my consultation day. I double triple book my consultation. So I don't really do the surgery. Dr. Bernard Jin, he does the double booking surgery. So we started a system where we work a day of double book for surgery. So we'll do we'll have a 2 surgical team running the surgery, and we don't do consultation that day, but we make it up by doing a consultation only. So it's a little different than how we used to. We used to do a surgery and then I get pulled out to do a consultation, and I just find that so stressful. So I'm much easier to do just double book the surgery, so I can just focus on the surgery. And then we'll do given day maybe 12 surgeries or 15 surgeries, and then we have a dedicated days to do a consultation only, right? So Saturday is easy, just consultation only, right? So we start at 8 o'clock till 4 o'clock. That's my usual Saturday schedule. So I'm driving, right? I get out of the house. It's snowing. It's beautiful snow. Those of you who are living in Vancouver, you'll know we don't get snow that much, but when we do get it, it's a pain in the ass, right? Because the city is not ready for it. Yeah, it's not like a Toronto or Calgary or Edmonton. Those of you guys who were from Toronto and Alberta and Edmonton, a shout out. You guys are ready, right? The whole city is ready. Vancouver, not like that. So, so I get out Saturday morning. I'm looking at my car. My Miata. That's my usual daily. I left my truck at the office because David was using it. So I'm thinking, should I call David to pick me up? But you know what? It's probably once I make it to the main road, I should be okay, right? So I take my car, and then as you guys know, my little Roadster is a rear-wheel drive. It's a Miata. I love this car. It's such a small, light car, 2-seater. Ever since I gave up on motorcycle riding, my only joy as far as excitement goes is my car, my little Miata, right? And then I'm driving. It was okay. I hit the main road. It was okay. There's one little hill that I do have to come down. It's Deer Lake Parkway. Before I make my left to go up, I feel my car start to speed up. So what do? Okay, I put on a brake, which I should not have done, right? I put on a brake, and then I start to feel my car do a fishtail, right? Okay, moving side. So what I should have done is let go of my brake and I just steer it. But my lizard brain, my little puny tiny lizard brain, my limbic system kicked in, and I slammed on the brake even harder because I freaked out. And then my fishtail get really even worse. Okay, so this is a one lane my way and one lane coming towards my way. So I see a car coming, and I'm going like, shit, if I fishtail the wrong way, I'm gonna go head-on collision to that car. So when it was fishtailing the other way towards the sidewalk, the tree, I just kept it there, and I just let the car slide out. And then I see a tree coming. I embrace myself. I hit the tree to the side. That's what you see in this car right here. Okay, I'll show you. Right there, yeah. Okay, so yeah, there it is. Okay, so it hit the front part of my side bumper, and then it just crumpled and right to the door. And what you'll see here is the part of the tree got stuck stuck to the door. So once I tried to get out, I couldn't get out, right? I couldn't get out, and I had to climb the other side and open the other side passenger door and get out of there. And I had to wait a little while, and then my office manager swings by, and then she goes, "Oh, get on. I gotta. Patients are waiting. You gotta go to the office. How about my car? I gotta get my car towed." So one of my receptionists came in. We swapped the position. So she came here and waited for the tow truck to come, and I went to the office and start my consultation. And it took like 5 hours for the tow truck to come, right? So it was an ordeal. So moral of the story: be safe, right? Be safe. Learn my lesson, and I don't know what's going to happen to my car. I love that car. I had it for about 5 years, and hopefully they can fix it. Then if not, then I'll be just stuck with my truck then, right? So Marco, I'm not gonna buy the ND. Okay, ND Miata is better car, but it's too much technology. I like the old school clutch and no electronic steering, all hydraulic. I like that old style. However, I had a great weekend with my daughter. It was her very first snowman. So it was great. Might as well make the best of it, right? It's a sucky weather, but with a great snow. So, we made her very first snow, had a great time. Yeah, it was fantastic. My shoulder on the left is a little sore, but I think I will be all right. I'll be all right. So, those of you guys who wish me good luck, and I really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. Okay. So, I'm a little bit of a movie buff. I don't know if you guys seen this movie right here, right? Do me a favor, right? And post your favorite movie of all time, right? Or some of the movies that you enjoy, watching, growing up, or doesn't matter. There's few movies that I really, really enjoy watching. Most of you guys know my favorite movie is Interstellar, right, by Christopher Nolan. But I also like, for Francis Coppola, Godfather. I also like, a few others. But one of the movies that I put a poster is this one is Immortal Beloved, right? Yeah. Thank you, Millie. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm doing great. Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm very, very happy that I'm alive. And sometimes you need to have this close encounter with near-death experience to really appreciate what you have and how much you love your wife and your family, right? Okay. So this movie, those of you who haven't seen this movie, Immortal Beloved, is starring Gary Oldman. It's a story about Beethoven, right? Apparently Beethoven, in his life before his death, he had 3 love interests, right? But as you can see, the poster doesn't show you who these 3 women are, right? You have to watch the movie. But the one that he called Immortal Beloved is actually his brother's wife, right? He fell in love with his brother's wife, and nobody knew about it, right? So it's a famous story, okay? And so I was wondering, what's my immortal beloved, right? In implant dentistry, I must say my immortal beloved is probably anterior implants. You know, no discipline in my 25 years of experience gave me more joy as much as more pain and sadness. So, I decided to, dedicate tonight's late night coffee to this movie, Immortal Beloved. Gary Oldman, a wonderful movie. Check it out. Check it out. This was a case that I'm going to share with you. This was a case that I did last week. I think it was Thursday. Wednesday or Thursday. I put up at the begin before I started the surgery. I think a day before the surgery, asking you guys, what you would do with this case, right? The patient had this failing 8-unit bridge. Had this bridge for over 20 years. So whenever I see a patient at a consultation with a long span bridge and who had this bridge done many, many years ago, I know even before I start the case, I know it's going to be a tough case because you're not going to have much bone here. Okay, all you'll see is just a thick tissue on the palatal, but when you take a CT scan, you know that there's not going to be much bone at all, right? And these are all recurrent decay. They're mobile and needs to come out. Okay, needs to come out. She wants a fixed solution. Okay, so I took the CT scan, and this is what I see, right? Hey guys, I have this case coming up. Yeah. And wanted to know. This was the exact video I posted on the begin, right? What your thoughts were. Okay. This patient. And seriously, for this case, I really didn't know what I would do until like that day. Maxillary anterior, which is joined together from tooth number 1. I didn't promise her that I will be able to put implant. Actually, what was supposed to happen was take these teeth out and do a sausage graft and give a patient removable flipper. That was the main treatment plan, right? But I did tell her that there might be a small possibility that I might be able to place implant, but still no fixed temporary. If I get lucky, I'll be able to take those teeth out, place implant, do simultaneous graft, and she'll go with removable, right? So that was plan A and B. Because if you can see it right here, look at that, right? Look at how thin that is. Look how thin that is, right? Don't really have much. But the problem is this, right? It's not that it's just thin. She's a class 2 division 2. One of those cases where maxillary teeth comes out. Actually, the premaxilla is flared out, but the teeth is division 2, right? It comes in. So if you look at it, even she had a lot of bone here, I'm still going to have a hard time getting my implant in the right position. Because if you typically put an implant this way, right, it's going to be way out of the buccal, almost at a buccal cervical part of the tooth. So unless you can grow bone like really palatally, which is not easy to do, right? As you guys know, growing bone lingually or palatally is far more challenging than growing things buccally, right? There's certain rules in GBR, right? Bone grafting. It's a lot easier to grow bone buccally, not lingually, and it's a lot easier to grow bone sideways than vertical, right? We all know that. So this was going to be a very, very hard case. I knew it. And case like this is, a lot easier if we have a full arch, because when you do a full arch cases, then you got more flexibility where you want to put the implant in, right? So that was the situation. So what I was hoping to do was to place some implants, and this was one of the hardest surgical case I usually don't struggle with surgery, but this one I did. I took the teeth out, tried to preserve the buccal plate as much as I can, and I placed the implant on the 1-3, 1-2, and 1-1, 2-1, and 2-3, and 2-4. 1-3 and 2-4 was not too difficult, but the 1-3 and 2-3, as you can already see, okay, there's a thread almost exposing right here, and of course the 1-1 and 2-1 was the hardest. Okay, so what I did was, I rarely do this, but what I did was basically thread a needle. Bicortical, I think this was more technically tricortical stabilization, right? So first I find the incisive foramen, and what you'll notice is this, right? Cases like this, even with the thinnest bone, they're always going to be what we call triangle, right? This little triangle on each side of the incisive foramen, okay? Because there's a spine. Because there's a spine, bone doesn't really resorb that much in this corner right here in the middle. And if you were to imaginary draw a triangle, you'll see a triangle like this right here, and you'll have a triangle right here, and that's where you're going to thread the needle, right? So here I entered palatally, right, and using my sharpshooter, okay, 1.3 twist drill, take the bite, and then I go down about a 3 millimeter, and then I switch over to my next drill, which is a 1.5 twist drill, black twist, and then I go in, and then I go down, and I expect it to pop out, right? Pop out of the buccal, right? And then I go, and then as I approach the apical, right? Apical, I bite into that again, right? So it's a tricortical technically, isn't it, right? I enter the cortical plate of the palate, I come out of the buccal plate, and then I go back in, okay? Does that make sense? So if I were to show you, it would be something like right here, right there. So let's take a right here, let's say, oops, yeah, right here. So if I'm showing, I don't know if I can show it properly, I'll be entering right here, okay, right here, palatal, right, and then out, and then grab right here, and hopefully I get it in an alignment so that it is within the angular tolerance, so I can give a screw retain, right? So not only I have to thread a needle for this one, I gotta do the same one for the 2-1 and the 3, right? And I have to make it draw so that I can make a, if I'm going to make a temporary, I can make a 1-piece, 8-unit fixed temporary, right? So that's the idea. So it takes a lot of precision, but we managed. And then I did depth control, verifying with a 4x4 healing abutment, and then I put a massive layer of PRF sticky bone as per Dr. Jin protocol. I used a 2-layer technique. Okay, I used a 2-layer technique, which is going to be first using a 1 carp of cancellous bone. I did, and I put that against the thread, against all the thread right here. These cases, bone grafting work really well. Don't even need membrane. The reason is because it's got a great physical envelope where the sticky bone is just going to stick and doesn't move, right? So I applied first layer of a sticky bone, cancellous bone, and the second layer of a cortical bone. Some of you guys probably be wondering, do I use a xenograft like a cow bone? Not a big fan of cow bone. And I have nothing against it, but it's just another inventory for me. You know, so my bone grafting material in my office, either I have a cancellous bone or cortical bone allograft. That's it. We go through at least like 60 to 70 boxes of bone every month. So, you know, I buy bulk, get pricing, and you know, just keep the inventory simple. And most of you guys should know that really the bone graft material doesn't really make that much of a difference. You need two types, one that resorbs fast and the other one resorbs slow. So for me, internal first layer is a layer that resorbs slower, which is going to be cancellous because it's going to be right against the thread. And the second layer is going to be something that's going to slow down the resorption, which is a cortical layer, right? So that's the idea. So I place it. You don't want to place too much bone because if you have too much, you're going to have a hard time adapting the tissue. Okay, I'll tell you a trick here. Okay, I'll tell you the trick. A lot of the doctors who make mistake when they're doing a simultaneous implant and GBR, they put way too much bone. Way too much bone. And that is a huge mistake. Okay. Because when you put too much bone, what happens is, I made this mistake myself in the past too. When you put too much, what happens to do is the tissue doesn't stretch over. And because the tissue doesn't stretch over, then what you have to do is you have to score it. Okay. If you don't make it passive, then what's going to happen is it's going to open up, right? You're going to lose the stitches. But when you score the periosteal membrane, what's going to happen is you have to use a collagen membrane. You got to put other stuff there. I don't want to put other stuff. I'm too lazy. Okay. I'm too lazy. I don't want to put more stuff in there because the more stuff you put in is you're asking body to heal more, right? So I want a quick healing. I want body to heal as fast and easy as possible. So the key is for me here is full thickness flap, no periosteal release, and no membrane. Okay? Yeah. I know it's controversial, but I'm telling you, I think the world is using too many membrane. Okay. I used to use a ton of membrane when I was a younger surgeon. I still use, but I use it when I have to do a periosteal release. If I don't have to use periosteal release, then I don't need membrane. Okay, so simplify a lot of that. So I did that and I sutured that up, and patient came back a day after, and this is day after, guys. Okay, this is day after. There's no way the tissue is going to heal this fast in one day if I did a sausage graft. There's absolutely not. Okay. And as you can see, I don't bury my implants. I put healing abutments. And if you've done the depth control properly, if I've done the depth control properly, what I notice is that when I put the 4x5 or 4x4 healing abutment, the tissue will be equal level as the healing abutment. Okay, equal level. This one is 4x5. Okay, so you want that depth so that the lab can design the prosthetic properly with the emergence profile, right? If I didn't use the healing abutment, what would happen? What would happen, right? I would put a cover screw. If I put cover screw, then I gotta bury it and I gotta stretch over everything, right? I can tell you, whenever I can, I want to put healing abutment in whenever I can. In some situation when I don't even get a good torque, I will still put a healing abutment, and I just let my prosthetic team know not to remove the healing abutment for the next 3 months. But luckily in this case, I did get the right torque, all above 35 Newton centimeter torque. So this was really good. So it is 1 day post-op, healing up nicely, right? And yeah, so this was the video. Okay, look at the healing. Okay, look at the healing, right? It's almost growing over my healing abutment in this area, canine area, right? And this is the overnight milling of 8 unit screw retained PMMA with the 3 millimeter height titanium base, temporary on a non-hex, right? On a non-hex. Okay, so digitally designed, and this is the bridge here. Okay, somehow I managed to have the bridge screw retained, right? Okay, coming out proper. It's not perfect by no means, right? But it's acceptable. And inserting this in, okay? So it's screw retained in. Some of you guys were asking like how tight do I torque it? I hand tight torque, which is about 15 to 20 at the most, right? Hand tight torque. I don't use the torque wrench as a hand tighten it. Now this is very important. Always do what I call explorer testing. I want that gap. I want that black triangle at the early healing, because what's going to happen is the tissue is going to follow the rule of the 4 and it's going to grow 4 millimeter from the interproximal bone level up, right? So you want to have enough. You know, after it grows in, right? After about 3 to 4 months later, whatever's remaining, you can fill that in when you take the final impression. But at this stage, okay, 1 day after, you absolutely want to make sure that there's a black triangle in each one of those, because they will fill in. Okay, a lot of the mistake that some of the doctors do is they overclose it because they don't want to see the black triangle. Okay, then what's happening is then you're taking away the potential for the papilla to grow in, right? So definitely. So this is the case here, and I got some of the private messages. Some of the doctors are unsure, worried that the immediate loading this might fail and all this. Actually, you know what? Now that I immediately loaded it, I'm very confident that this case is going to succeed. I would have worried more if I didn't get to put the implant, if I just did a sausage. Okay, the problem with the sausage grafting, right? What do you guys notice whenever you did a sausage grafting? Anybody? You know, when you do a long span sausage grafting, you have to admit it, right? I've done a ton of sausages. Doesn't matter how much you put in, you'll gain the width, right? You'll gain the width, but what happens? You don't gain the height. In fact, you might lose some of the height. And those sausage cases, hard to regenerate papilla. Agree? Okay, let's be honest. Okay, you get the width. That's why a lot of those guys who do sausage technique, upper anterior, they take a final photo, they never show you papilla. They never show you papilla, right? Because they know, right? They cannot fill that in. They cannot fill that in. Okay. Some people say curry technique. Curry technique is good technique. It can definitely give incredible result, but it's very technique sensitive. And even for me, because I don't do curry every week basis, I'm not technically good at curry, which is Ramis block, right? Ramis block. When I used to do a lot of Ramis block many years ago, I was good at it, but I hardly do it. So, but precision drilling, right? That's what I do every day, right? I thread a needle every day. Maybe not as extreme for as this case, but I'm very confident in my drill control. Another problem with the sausage technique is how you're gonna temporize it, right? When you build it up that much, and then you have to relieve the denture, which is don't fit well. And every time they wear it, it's gonna push on the graft, and suture line opens up. There's other potential possible complications, right? Okay. So for me, this is as simple as a procedure is going to be for healing and for my patient. And because I was able to get a good provisional PMMA, strong provisional, I don't make chairside provisional for multi-unit like this. For singles, I do, but I hesitate to make chairside temporary for this long of a span of a bridge. I used to, because what I notice is that when I try to make a chairside, few things. One, I can never make it right, look good. Okay, it's a lot of work. Oh my God, it takes over an hour to make it right in the pickup. And second, it's never accurate. And third, it's not a highly polished surface. The porosity will open up after about 2-3 months. It becomes a plaque trap, hard to clean. And fourth is sometimes they often break, and you don't want breakage here. Okay, yeah, you want solid one piece. Of course, but the good things going on here too is that number one, she had a really good soft tissue, because soft tissue is the issue. If you have a good soft tissue, the GBR can be very predictable. Okay, and healing is good. And secondly, her overjet overbite even though she's a class 2 division 2, it's not steep. It's not steep. So I was able to relieve some of the space so that it's not, I couldn't get rid of 100% excursion, but early excursion, okay, I'm able to avoid, right? And yeah, so this is the case, and I'm very confident that this case will totally work out. Okay, if I couldn't do this, I would be more worried that it might not, the implants or the GBR will fail. So okay, all right. How did you manage to take impression for temporary? How did I manage to take the impression? What great question. Great question. Question by Melly, right? I basically took it from this stage. From this stage right here, after the surgery, this is a post-op, but so this is a sequence for me, okay? I put the implant in, depth control with the healing abutment, and I do a GBR, and then I do the suturing. And from here, this particular case, sometimes I intraoral scan, but this particular case, what I did was I removed the healing abutments, all 6 of them. I put the impression coping, and I took the normal physical impression, okay, a putty impression. You want to take the putty impression because other impressions like impergum or other things, those things that that may penetrate into the underneath the suture line, that's not good. You don't want impression material going to the suture line, right? And you take the impression with the putty, and then you take the opposing and send to the lab, and this one they scanned it and they made this, right? So I call this anacam, analog and CAD-CAM, digital combination. Okay, you can do intraoral scanning too. Intraoral scanning, but what I find the problem with intraoral scanning is when there's a lot of bleeding, it has a hard time getting an accurate reading. Okay, now I've heard that the next generation Medit i700 is going to have a software where it can ignore some of the bleeding, the redness, and things like that. So it will make the intraoral scanning in a bleeding area, gum area, more accurate, more precise. But but for now, when I'm in doubt, when there's a lot of bleeding happening, things like that, then I'll just take a physical impression. Yeah, so that's that. Okay, that's that. That, my friend, is my immortal beloved. I live and die by the sword, and my sword is immediate loading. Immediate loading. Well, at least in this country, I don't think anybody load more cases than I do. Okay, definitely not for everyone, but I wanted to show this case to you guys because for me, every time I do this, I feel like I've saved somebody. Okay, I'm doing the right of the things that I've done wrong in my past. There are many cases that I've done in the past that I am not so proud of, especially in my younger years, and some of them I'm ashamed of. I wish I can turn back the clock and redo some of my cases, especially anterior cases. So when I get an opportunity to do anterior cases like this, a wonderful lady, single mom, raised all her children, and such a wonderful person. If I can make her walk out with a beautiful smile, and she wasn't expecting it. She was not expecting it. She thought she'll have to go with the removable, but she didn't have to. She just have to wait one day without the teeth, and she had these beautiful teeth. So of course I don't take the credit for it. I don't take the credit. This, you guys know as well as I do, is the lab technician who stay up, that evening. Whenever we do these cases, my lab technician, special CAD-CAM department, they're staying up till 10, 11 o'clock. So this year, this week, just the past week, we did four, 3 full arches and 2 of these, and also it was a lot of late nights, right? A lot of late nights. Okay, yeah. Well, Millie, I don't think I'm incredible. I tell you, I made a lot of mistakes, my friend. Okay, made a lot of mistakes. But I do want to show you one more case. Okay, here. A lot of people think that I'm just a cowboy show off, trying to, how I do immediate loading. No, that's not the case. That's not the case. A lot of my immediate loading has a purpose to it. For example, this patient here is losing these 2 teeth, 1.4 and 1.6, and losing this one and losing these here. And the patient had like 100% overclosed, right? Overclosed. So if I were to take these teeth out and place these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 implants, okay, surgery is the easy part. What is patient going to wear? And some of you will probably, argue and say, well, I'll give them partial denture. Really? Right? Seriously? How many times you give your patient temporary partial denture? What's their compliance is like, right? Not good. Not for my patients. They hate it, right? Unless they were wearing partial dentures to begin with, then they'll wear it, right? But if they never wear partial denture and they had 100% overbite like this, I give them partial denture to give them the proper video and things like that. It's hard sell. Hard sell. So this one here, took those teeth out, placed implant. This one here, I had to do sinus elevation. I couldn't quite get the torque. I was so disappointed. But I got a torque on the rest of them. These Megagen anyone, these threads, Megagen threads are incredibly sharp, right? You guys know, right? So I got like 45 on each one of these. Okay. So what did I do? Okay. Here, this one, did the same thing, right? This is 2 days. This one took 2 days. 2 days healing. You'll be amazed how fast the body heals. Okay, how fast the body heals, especially when you don't need to do periosteal release. Okay, I do periosteal release when I need to, but if I don't have to, I'd rather not do it. And when you're using a healing abutment, you rarely have to do a periosteal release, even though I had to do a lot of these with the simultaneous bone grafting, right? And again, traditional impression, man, it doesn't have to be intraoral scan. Intraoral scan is nice, okay? In many ways, it's superior and more accurate. But when you have a lot of bleeding areas, things like that, you can take a traditional impression. There's no shame in it, okay? Yeah, took the impression top and the bottom. I had to use a bite index, and I had to, the hardest part was capturing the video, new video, okay? I'm using immediate loading as a method to reestablish video, okay? I have a specific prosthetic purpose to it, right? So the bite that I've designed beforehand, okay, I'm using that to fabricate these teeth. So this is totally loading on implant, okay? It's not loading on any natural teeth. It's only loading on implants, right? On the right side is the 1.4 implant. Nothing else touches, okay? On the left side, okay, it is vertical, is totally controlled by implant supported prosthetics. Okay, well, a little bit here against the natural, just a tiny bit, but most of it is, right? And this bite is a new bite. We give them a new overjet overbite 2x2, 2 millimeter overjet, 2 millimeter overbite, okay, right? And here, we've inserted it, and he's biting right there. That's his new bite. Before he had 100% overbite, okay? So, do I have high faith in immediate loading? I better be. I better be, okay? Is it 100% successful all the time? Yeah, sometimes I lose implant here and there. But I can tell you guys, I win a lot more than I lose, okay? I win a lot more than I lose. I live by the sword, I die by the sword. Okay, and my immediate loading is my immortal beloved. Okay, It's a love and hate relationship. Okay, nothing more gives me incredible joy when it works, and when it doesn't, makes me sad. Okay, but I gotta tell ya, I love it. Okay, I love it. And the wonderful thing about digital is it gives us the ability to do things that was only available in our imagination, right? In my imagination. Now I can think about what is possible, and I can use the digital designing and planning to make it come real. So I think that's the most amazing part about practicing dentistry today. Not just the implant dentistry, but for cosmetic dentistry, for for a lot of it, right? And also, did you guys know that they've approved 3D printed material for crown work, single tooth crown? What it means is that now you can design the final crown, right? Final crown, before the patient comes for your crown prep. On the day of the crown and bridge, you can literally prep the tooth, right? And scan it, right? Met it or whatever, scan it, and then patient can probably come back in the afternoon, 3D print the crown because you've already designed it, right? And the patient come and cement your final crown in. You don't need CEREC anymore. Okay, in Canada the material is not approved yet, but I'm so excited because if those of you who might not know what the difference between 3D printing and 3D milling is, 3D milling is much stronger, okay, in the past, but 3D printing is very, very much more accurate, much more accurate, right? Okay, so that's the exciting part, right? So 3D printing is going to be the future. I've also spoke with some of the prosthetic people. They said that they already have 3D printing zirconia powder. Okay, so all of us going to enjoy this digital technology, and the future of dentistry I think is amazingly going to be exciting. It's wonderful. It's like having another profession, new profession for me. It's like a rebirth of my dental career. So I just wanted to share a lot of that. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Okay. And I really thank you guys for wishing me a fast recovery. I think I recovered really good, and I think I feel so blessed and lucky to come out of the car accident safe. Hope you guys have a wonderful week and drive safely. Okay, those of you who live around the snowy weather, please do be careful. And thanks for joining. And hope to have another late night coffee show next week. Okay, take care and see you soon. Bye bye.